Masturbation is a secret. And as long as it stays a secret, you will probably not get better. So you're going to have to talk to somebody. Okay, now this can be a paid person like a counselor. And if you want, call my office, 719-278-3708. We are professionals about talking about masturbation. We do it every day. Okay, we do a masturbation history. We find out what type of sex addict you are. Because if you have a sex addiction, there's 6 different types. And you want to know which one you are because you might have to hit it from different angles to get successful. And that might be one of the reasons you're not making it. Because you don't have an intelligent assessment. That's worth the 1-hour appointment just to get the assessment so you know what type of sex addict you are. The counselor can tell you in the first session. And then you can go, oh, I need to hit this, or I never dealt with that. Okay, now I know why I'm stuck, because there's definite reasons why you're stuck. So you want to be able to know what type of sex addict you are. Get informed about that. And like if you've been sexually abused and you've never told anybody, you're going to have to tell somebody. Because that might be one of the reasons you're stuck. I was sexually abused, and most of my clients, 80%, are sexual abuse survivors, and most have never told anybody. But you're going to have to be honest with someone that you are doing the masturbation and the frequency. Okay? Now, that can be someone you trust. That could be a spiritual leader. That could be a counselor, but somebody, some real person. Okay? Even if it's over the phone with a counselor. You have to be honest, because without that, you're probably not going to heal. In Alcoholics Anonymous, their book that they wrote in 1930s, okay, they strongly said that people who can't be honest can't heal. Okay, and they've helped tens of millions of people get free from alcoholism. So it's the same principle. And I've seen it work. I know when I personally got better, the first step in that process was telling my roommate when I was in school. And from that moment on, it started to break off my life. Okay, so you want to be honest. Now, the next step is accountable. So that anytime that you do even think about it, you want to make a phone call before. This is why support groups are great, even if it's a phone support group, because you want to call someone before you act out, not afterwards and say you're sorry. Okay. Now, if you do act out, you want to make that phone call and you want to do that. The next step is also, having consequences for yourself or rewards. Consequences work like this. If I masturbate, I will go pick up trash for 2 hours. If I masturbate, I will give money to somebody, some group I don't appreciate, or I will serve in the community in some way. I will fast for a day. I will do something. I'll eat a raw onion. I've had guys have come up with all kinds of consequences. And what we find is if they actually do the consequence, the behavior starts residing because your body and your brain tell you don't do that anymore. That's not fun. Okay. I've had guys just, with the lustful thoughts and all that, they put a rubber band on their wrist and they snap it and it changes the chain, okay, from getting a hit off of somebody to saying, no, that's not what I want to do anymore. Okay, so you need to have consequences or rewards. Some people, men and women, are motivated by rewards. Well, if I don't masturbate in 30 days, I'm entitled to, an expensive meal. I'm entitled to some other thing that they want in their life or buy themselves some kind of toy. And if I go 60 or 90 days, then I'll have a bigger reward. If I go a whole year, I'm going to take a vacation in Greece, whatever you want to do, okay? However you are set up. But here's one thing that won't help you, trying to do it alone. Now, I have had billionaires, mega millionaires, sports figures, people in the acting industry, people in science, literally rocket science. I've had the highest levels of spiritual leaders. All these very successful men and women, they fail if they try to do it alone. And being successful in one domain that does not require interdependence and trust doesn't mean you'll be successful in a domain that does require that you trust and that you become interdependent with another person. Now, I've had accountability partners for, many decades, and I still have one. If something comes up on the screen or, in my life, I call. I don't let something sit on me, okay? And I've been free for now almost 40 years, okay? And if you're in a marriage, another thing to do is take a polygraph test, and that'll verify that you have or have not done that. And that'll definitely help your wife to reestablish trust, because a woman who's been betrayed by pornography and self-behavior has a lot of symptoms, and the book Partner Betrayal Trauma can help a lot. Now, if you're using this to medicate some kind of chemical imbalance, You can definitely get tested for depression, bipolar or manic depression, if that's what's going on with you. If you're starving your wife sexually and you're not having sex with her, but you're over here masturbating, you might have intimacy anorexia. Go ahead and Google that term, intimacyanorexia.com, and you might have that. So that's what I'm saying. There's different reasons why you stay stuck, and getting some intelligent support. Get the Final Freedom book, get the 100 exercises, get the step book. There's lots that you can do there. Get in a phone group if you can't find a local group of some kind, and start participating in recovery. You can stop masturbating. I've seen it by thousands and thousands of men and women from all different cultures, all different backgrounds, and all different ages. The only reason you can't is if you won't do the work. So I encourage you to do the work, get free, so it's not controlling you, and you can live an incredibly great life. I have, you can, and you deserve to.